Chasing your dreams, bro, you gotta be a little delusional. You know what I'm saying? You gotta believe in yourself. And when niggas ain't believing in you, bro, you got to, bro, because you got you, bro. No one's gonna work for you. No one's gonna grind for you. No one's gonna, you know what I'm saying, doing it for you. So rely on yourself.
It doesn't feel like it now because it still hurts. The breaking point always feels like the end. Your doubt creeps in, your body gets heavy. The silence gets loud. You question everything, you question your vision, you question your path, you question yourself. No one is cheering, no one is clapping. The work is hard. The path is dark and lonely. You don't see the finish line because it's behind mountains. And you're climbing them now, drained, dirty, doubting. But one more step and the whole view changes. Keep going. You're closer than you think.
Nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. And a lot of times you have to learn to perform without motivation. You have to learn to perform without purpose. You have to learn to perform a lot of different things. And that's what people think. They think I need to have this motivation to work out, to study, to be better. So if they don't have it, they just don't do it. And that's where you fail.
I feel like no matter who you are, and how you're living, what world you come from, life is going to challenge you. And I think it's the ability to be able to overcome each one of them challenges with a bespoke strategy each time, which separates the champions from the people that fail. Life is a set of battles. It's a set of fights. And all you can really do is be prepared for them fights when they turn up.
But guess what, baby? Part of life is about getting hurt, about failing and getting back up and dealing with adversity and setbacks and realizing that what you thought was a short path is actually going to be the long path to success, and you're going to have to take that journey if you really want it, right?
Driven human beings are going to always feel like they're behind. They're going to always feel like they're not doing good enough. They're going to always feel like they're not far enough. They're all going to always feel like you're losing. Look, winning, this is how it feels. 90% of the time, you're going to feel like you're getting your balls kicked in, all right? 8% of the time, you're going to be confused and you're frustrated. 2% of the time, you actually win. And that's the reality of a winner's life.
Do what is meaningful, not what is expedient, because meaning is an instinct. And meaning is the instinct that guides you in life across the totality of life, right? What's expedient, that's what you might want to do right now in an impulsive sense, right? Because you're driven forward by, anger or anxiety or frustration or disappointment or despair, some sort of one-eyed motivational monster that's got you in its grip that really isn't considering everything at once, right? Like considering your life tomorrow or your life next week, or maybe even your well-being half an hour from now. And the instinct for meaning seems to be a consequence of the integration of all of those underlying motivations and emotions with social being, and then the manifestation of something like the proper pathway forward. And you need that because you need to know how to move forward in life.
There is always something you can do differently. And once you understand that you can always make a different choice and get a different reaction, and that's the power in your life, that's the power that you have, is no matter what's going on, you can choose to think differently, believe differently, see differently. All of those things are a choice. Read Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. That if you have a why, you can survive almost any how.
I can't afford to quit because I got a family depending on me. I got a world that depends on me. I understand what I'm fighting for. Do you? What you fighting for? What you living for? What you doing it for? For some retweets on Twitter? Are you doing it for something bigger? Are you doing it for legacy? Because regardless, legacy is left. Whether you want to leave it or not, either it's going to be left in the way you don't want to leave it, or it's going to be left in the way you want to leave it. Legacy is left regardless, but you right now have the chance.
Here's the problem I find most people have. They judge themselves through the lens of a moment. They fail at something. They miss the honor club. They don't close that deal they thought they were going to. They embarrass themselves. They flood something. And they think that defines who they are. But I'm telling you right now, you're not defined by who you are. You're defined by who you want to become.
Everything you're going through is preparing you for what you asked God for. You just got to quit tripping while you're in the process.
When you see people bear their suffering nobly, there's nothing in that but good. And then when you see people take on more responsibility and decide that they're going to aim up and confront their suffering honestly and forthrightly, that their lives get better and the lives of people around them get better too. And so that's very strange as well, because it also means that the pathway to less suffering is through suffering.
It is the thing that allows you to go the extra distance, to dig a little deeper, to push a little harder, to get after it. And it actually takes two opposing forces to bring it to life. It takes both emotion and logic to reach your maximum potential, to really give everything you have, to go beyond your limits.
The process is necessary. You may not see it now, but when it gets you on the other side of it, you're going to see exactly why it went that way. And you're going to be okay with it.
Adversity causes some cats to break and other cats to break records, based upon what you're made out of.
The most important step we'll ever take in life is our next one. But a lot of us get our feet stuck in concrete. You get our feet stuck in concrete because we're afraid. Because we're afraid to make enemies. We're afraid to speak what's on our mind. All that fear clouds your brain, clouds your thinking. One thing in life, we're going to always have haters. Embrace them. Learn one thing. Shut the f***ing noise out. Embrace the fact that people don't like you. It means you're doing something right.
Stay hard.
Because when you think it's the beginning, you behave differently than the end. The meaning we associate to things controls our entire lives. It's not that your mother or father died that's giving you suffering. Certainly that's painful. It's the meaning you think it shouldn't have happened. And when we take control of the meaning, it's the only thing we can control our lives. We can't control events.
When it just doesn't make any logical sense to go on, that's when you use your emotion, your anger, your frustration, your fear to push further, to push you to say one thing: I don't stop.
Nobody's going to believe in you until you've already done it. Nobody's going to come and celebrate with you until you've already done it. The work is going to come before the belief.
When your feelings are screaming that you have had enough, when you think you are going to break emotionally, override that emotion with concrete logic and willpower that says one thing: fight weak emotions with the power of logic. Fight the weakness of logic with the power of emotion.
I would say that not only you want to stop being scared and do that thing that you don't know if you can do or not, but you know what you got to do is you got to start taking the steps now. Because when you're 18 years old, your life seems like it's going to last forever. And I will tell you right now, it's not going to last forever. And those years go by like a summer's day. And the next thing you know, you look up and you're 36 years old, or you're 44 years old. And that time's gone. You cannot get it back. You cannot get time back.
Nothing is going to change if you don't make this change. So how would your life be different if you start choosing the right things? How would your life grow if you let go of the wrong things in your life? So I want to challenge you right now. How would today be different for you? Because let's be real. A lot of us every single day, we choose the wrong things. We choose the wrong people. We choose people's opinions instead of our peace. Life ain't fair to nobody. You just gotta fight through, man. You gotta bite back sometime. So those dreams that you have, those goals that you have, don't put them off another second. Not 1 second. Get on them and go out and make them happen starting right now. We have to always remember our purpose will always be there, but the purpose is myself. Your mind has to be stronger than your feelings. On those bad days, when you think that you're alone, you just might be. Because you know why? No one else wants to fucking do it. So you be the motherfucker that always gets it done. Stay hard. I just want to ask you this question. How would your life be different right now, today in this moment, if you start giving yourself some of those same things that you give everybody else? If you start giving yourself those same compliments that you give everybody else? If you start giving yourself that same grace that you always give everybody else? What if you decide to redirect your energy towards you for once?
Your fuel can never be the pain of what happened in your past. Because if you focus on the pain, when the pain is alleviated, so are all your greatness. You see, your greatness is not based upon the fact that you don't want to hurt again. Your greatness comes out of the fact that you're finally getting to live. You had to go through that in order to make you. And now that you are a made man, a made woman, you have credibility and validity, and you don't need anyone to authenticate you because you are already phenomenal.
So when I created this mantra for myself that average is the enemy, that success is my responsibility, and that change can take place in an instant when you and me decide to flip the switch, I'm constantly reminding myself every single morning that I have control. Like, the opposition wants us to stay average. Our neighbors want us to stay average. Hell, your family wants you to stay average, because when you change, your family fears that change. They don't like the 2.0 version of you. They don't like the evolved version of you. They don't like the version of you that all of a sudden is having higher standards in life and setting higher expectations. They are unfamiliar with that person, and that is scary to them. And so, yes, average is the enemy. And you must fight the momentum of average to break through to extraordinary.
The emptiness in your life isn't because you don't have enough rights. You have all the rights there are. You can get whatever you want whenever you want it. And if that's still not working, well, what are you missing? Well, maybe you're missing the opposite of that. A little bit of restraint, a little bit of sacrifice, some responsibility.
When that alarm clock goes off at 4 or 5 in the morning, your mind says no. You just say, this is what we do. It's what we do now.
When you're complaining, you know what you're doing? You're focusing on everything that's wrong in your life. What you focus on, you move towards.
When you gonna start realizing that, embodying that? When you gonna realize that you are the hero that you've been searching for? It ain't me, it ain't them, it ain't that, it is you. The hero that you're searching for in your story, you have already found. You see that person in the mirror every single day. But when you start choosing joy, when you start choosing peace, when you start choosing you, when you start choosing your worth, you start to understand that you are that hero. And now is the moment right now for you to walk into that. And I need you to walk into that because people that you don't even know need you to walk into that. They need you. But you got to start choosing your worth.
Oh, go after that stuff. What makes it worth it? It's got to be your passion. You got to love it. It's got to be what you are supposed to do. There's so many times in life you don't want to be doing what you're doing. You can't just quit. Remember this. This isn't a hobby. This isn't a joke. It's a lifestyle. So when you say to yourself it's important, there's no coach, there's no trainer to keep you going. It's only you.
Every poor decision you've made in your life, there was more emotion that was involved in it than there was luck.
Quit using the word luck, quit believing in luck, and start believing in work. Start believing in results that come from your actions.
We come into this world alone. We die alone. What we do between those times is success or failure.
Don't rely on a master for him to run your life. This whole journey is about you learn and acquire the skills and acquire the knowledge and acquire whatever you think is necessary to bring out the best version, let's call it like this, the best version, the best refined potential about yourself, about what you believe you are capable of bringing out about yourself. Meaning, the master is already sitting inside of each individual. It's just that we don't nourish that master inside of us enough.
The function of man is to live, not to exist.
Whenever I get to a low point where I think, why do I even bother? I just try to remind myself, this is where most people stop, and this is why they don't win. Because to become who you want, you have to go through periods you go. You don't learn how to go through hardship without going through hardship. And so if it's hard, good. It means no one else will do it. More for you.
Do you say to someone who's going through a string of bad days, or bad weeks, or bad months?
Say it's okay. You're not alone. I know. You're not alone. This is shit right now, and it's okay. But you're not alone. If you're able to just stick in what you're doing right now, and in those hard times, believing they're going to lead to good times, it just creates a lot less friction in your life. You know, and I think whenever we're going through a hard time, we just want it to end. But it's those moments that allow us to appreciate the good ones.
When you want it now, it drives you crazy to be patient. And I know that's super frustrating. However, that is the rules of the game. It still takes time. Most people will get the feeling how you feel right now, and what they'll say is, I need to do something else. And then what ends up happening by default, they end up spending their whole life in that nether region of nothing because they can't make it through the distance from start to, the upward rise of success. And they see it as something that they're doing wrong, and then they quit to find something new, bro, and they spend their whole life in the struggle. Just keep that in mind, dude. It might be frustrating right now. However, if you continue to go, you're going to figure it out. So, and it sounds like you already know this, dude. You just need to be reminded.
It's funny, man. A lot of you young guys think it's a choice to be great. Bro, it ain't no choice. It's an obligation. You don't only owe this to yourself, bro. You owe it to all the people that believe in you, that have sacrificed for your success. This ain't no choice, bro. The day you were born, you signed a contract. You right by others, you right by yourself, and watch the joy that fills your heart. I believe in you, bro. But so do all these other people. It's time for you to believe in you. You owe it to yourself, big dog.
There are a million steps between where you're at now versus like a certain goal that is going to take years to get to. So how I, look at a situation like that is, okay, well, obviously it's going to be a while. I kind of want to be a little more concerned with the short term, right? What do because instead of, okay, what do I have to do for this entire time period to work up to this massive thing and it's much easier to say, okay, what do I have to do today? What are 2 things that I have to do today that will keep me on track?
There's a great Chinese expression, a great old proverb. The best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is now.
I just keep losing. I mean, some people just supposed to lose for balance in the universe. I mean, like are there just some people on Earth who supposed to be here just to make it easier for the winners? Like really?
Resistance is a symptom of the way things are, not the way things necessarily should be. Actual victory belongs to things that simply do not see failure. Let the path push you like a broken branch in a river's current.
Well, the problem that most of us have is we think that we're all alone. We think that we're the only ones going through all this stuff. I thought it. Your vision becomes very narrowed. And what happened to me was, all I did was I peeled back. And I was able to get on top of a mountaintop in my head. And when you're high on that mountain, you have a great vantage point. And I was able to look down at the world. And all of us are jacked up. Some of us hide it better than others, but we're all jacked up. And once you realize that, you got to come out of your shell. You got to accept who you are. You got to accept the demons that life gave you, that maybe you gave you. Whoever gave them to you, you got to accept that. You got to be able to look them in the mirror, look them in the eye and say, okay, I'm going to start fixing these things. But if you think that you're by yourself, the reality of your life becomes very, very horrible. And you're not. We are all jacked up. And once you realize that, man, you don't even look at the crowd anymore. You look at your own race, you do your own race, you do your own thing, and you finally find out who you're supposed to be in this life.
If you are struggling to find fulfillment, please watch this. Not everything is going to make sense all the time. Not everything is going to feel right all the time. There is so much uncertainty that comes along with this journey, and we're not even 100% sure where we're going to end up. But that's not the point. If we were certain of these things, if we always performed at our best, if we never struggled, there would be no journey. You must shift your focus back to your process, because your process is your fulfillment. It is your rock, your constant. Stop trying to find fulfillment. Realize that it's yours if you want it.
The person who never needed to be told to do the right thing, to the person who has all the motivation in the world, the person who knows they will be successful. I'm sorry. I know your future ahead is an amazing one, but I also know your problems never had the luxury of relatability. Almost everyone in this world is an obstacle to themselves, but they sure have company in their struggle. While your struggle is a lonely road, you know it pays off. I don't even have to tell you that, but I promise you, I understand. You are relatable to those that'll do big things, and it is okay that that comes in small quantity.
But as you grow, you lose certain homies, because it's called closing the gap. This is the gap when we start. This is the gap as you grow. Notice how you grow and they don't. So how do you close the gap? You gotta come back down. When you come back down, you lose. So you gotta keep going up. That's why closing the gap gotta be them catching up to you. And if they don't catch up, you gotta leave them behind, because you get to the point now where you gotta start cutting out. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you can't look back when you cut them out. Because if they meant to be there, they're going to be there.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were all meant to shine as children do. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same, as we are liberated from our own fear. Our presence automatically liberates others.
If you're going to try, go all the way. Otherwise, don't even start. If you're going to try, go all the way. This could mean losing girlfriends, wives, relatives, jobs, and maybe your mind. Go all the way. It can mean not eating for 3 or 4 days. It can mean freezing at a park bench. It can mean jail. It can mean derision, mockery, isolation. Isolation is the gift. All the others are a test of your endurance, or how much you really want to do it. And you'll do it, despite rejection and the worst odds, and it will be better than anything you can imagine. If you're going to try, go all the way. There's no other feeling like that. You'll be alone with the gods, and the nights will flame with fire. Do it. Do it. All the way. All the way. You will ride life straight to perfect laughter. It's the only good fight there is.
You can't see the proper light if you have never indulged in the very, very deepest dark times. It's not negative. It's just something that you usually don't want to dive into when something like this appears. But it's part of this life. There is no way to run around. So to embrace the darkness, one and one goes hand in hand with, on the other side, appreciating the light when it comes.
The life you want isn't out of reach. It's just outside your comfort zone. You can't build the life you want if you just keep clinging to the same old patterns. This journey is on you. Sometimes it's going to feel hard, maybe even pointless, but that's where perseverance kicks in. Push through the resistance, one day at a time, and watch what happens when you refuse to give up on yourself.
You may not feel qualified. You don't think you have the talent. The odds are against you. You wouldn't have that opportunity if you weren't already equipped. It's in you, but you have to call it out. You have to start blessing yourself. You'll be tempted to talk about all the reasons why you're not able. It's too big. You don't have the resources. You come from the wrong family. Or don't curse yourself.
Great at. There's lots of hierarchies to attempt to climb, and if you fail in one, go try in another. But the point is, you're still trying to aim for the top, and what the hell are you going to do if you don't try to aim for the top? You know, flap about uselessly and whine about your life? It's not helpful. It'll just make you miserable. You're not reliable to anyone. You can't help out in a crisis. I don't care what you're going to do, but go out there, make something of yourself for God's sake. Be an honest person and work and get to the top of whatever it is that you want to get to the top of. Stand up for yourself like a respectable human being and be a bit of a light on the world instead of a blight.
There's nothing people can say, nothing they can do that can keep you from your purpose.